Hello and welcome to the Spoon Fork Heart Kitchen. I'm Joe, or some of you might know me as the cameraman. A big thank you to Siri for letting me in her kitchen again today. Today we are going to bring you a classic American comfort food. It's a grilled cheese sandwich, but we're going to kick it way up. We're going to make a pesto grilled cheese sandwich. So let's start with the pesto sauce here. If you look at the cutting board here, this is our ingredients for the pesto sauce. We've got 7 cloves of garlic, 6 cups of basil, 1 cup of pine nuts, 1.5 cups of extra virgin olive oil, and 1.5 cups of fresh grated Parmesan cheese. Now this is going to make way more pesto sauce than what we're going to use for just 2 grilled cheese sandwiches. But that's okay, because we're going to put it in a jar and we'll use it a little bit later down the road for some pasta or something else. So since Siri's basil tree was overgrowing in the back and we had to use as much as we could, we've got a full 6 cups a day. Like I said, it's going to be more than you need for 2 sandwiches, but that's okay. Okay, and the first step in the process here is we are going to roast our pine nuts. 1 cup of pine nuts on a low heat, and our 7 cloves of garlic. Okay, our pine nuts and garlic is roasting, and it's just about done. I ended up breaking up the garlic inside the pan here so that it would roast a little more evenly with the pine nuts. So I think this is about all I want to roast them. So we'll go ahead and remove them now into another bowl. Okay, the next step is to blanch this basil. Not everybody blanches their basil, but I like to do it because it helps keep the basil green. Instead of turning that really horrible dark green. Siri's gonna kill me for messing up her kitchen here. And when you blanch it, you're just putting it in for about 10 seconds. You're really not doing much else. And that's probably good enough. When you blanch it, make sure that you have got a ice cold bowl of water here just to stop the cooking process. Again, we're not trying to cook it here. We are just trying to blanch. And I'm making a big mess in Siri's kitchen, but pretty sure she's gonna forgive me when she tastes this grilled cheese. Okay, so we've got the basil cooling off in our ice water here. And it just needs a second to cool off. It doesn't need long, just enough to stop that cooking process there. And then we're gonna just get rid of the ice and the water. Kind of squeeze it. This basil is gonna get put in the blender anyway, so it doesn't really matter that we damage the leaves by squeezing. And we're gonna take this big handful of basil, put it in some paper towels, and really trying to get as much of that water out as we can. Okay, now that we're done drying out our basil a little bit, we can put everything in the blender. We're just gonna put the basil in to the blender here first, and the roasted pine nuts and garlic are going in next. Oh yeah. Oh, piece of garlic in there. I'm stingy. Want it all. Okay, and next is going to be our 1.5 cups of fresh grated Parmesan. A half a teaspoon of salt, and I don't put more than that in just because Parmesan cheese is fairly salty already. And the last ingredient here is 1.5 cups of extra virgin olive oil. Get that all in there. Okay, that's it. Just long enough to get this really liquefied, and let's take a quick peek to see exactly how it looks here. There you go. And it smells great. Okay, and we're just going to transfer the pesto to a mason jar here. For some storage, easy storage. Luckily, Siri's got plenty of mason jars around the house. Try to keep that coming out. And the pesto is done, so we're gonna move on to the next step, which is to actually make the grilled cheese itself. But take a look at that jar of pesto. It's amazing. Look down in there. Go ahead, don't be shy. That is gonna taste great. And like I said before, not all that's going on a grilled cheese sandwich because that's a little too much, but we'll use it for other stuff. Okay, so for the second half of this recipe, the grilled cheese part, we have all of our ingredients below here. We've got some sharp cheddar, thinly sliced. We've got some fresh tomatoes, again, thinly sliced. I found some cracked wheat sourdough at the store, so we're gonna give this a shot today. Some soft butter, it'll make it easy if it's soft. And the pesto that we just made here. We're not gonna use too much of it for this, but we can start putting the sandwiches together now, and we'll do that on the other side over here where the grill's at. Okay, and we've got everything laid out over here. We are just gonna butter up one side of this sourdough. And just gonna put a nice generous serving of butter on each slice so that we can start to brown them on the grill. Okay, we've got this one side of this sourdough buttered up. We are just gonna place them with the butter side down to kind of brown them up a little bit. Okay, we got the butter down now, and we're going to spoon some pesto on one side of each sandwich. Nice generous helping there. And let me get my butter knife again, just to kind of spread it out a little bit, like so. And on the other side, we are just going to throw down our fresh sliced tomatoes. Okay, and we're gonna put our thin sliced sharp cheddar down. Looks like we can go, 2 slices per side, which will be 4 slices total here. There we go. Now I'm just gonna turn this up a little bit to get things moving. So now we are just gonna go ahead and get 1/2 of each sandwich, put them together. And I recommend flipping the side with the pesto because the tomatoes are kind of heavy and they're not set in the bread yet, so it will be easier. Now, we're just gonna let these cook a little bit. Okay, it's been a couple minutes already. I think the other side's starting to brown up. There we go. Let's go ahead and flip them over and give them a couple minutes on this side. Okay, our grilled cheese is done. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the fire and pull these bad boys off of the flat iron. Let's put this one right here and go over to the other side and give it a taste. Okay, so we have one of our pesto grilled cheese sandwiches right here. This is American Classic, kicked up just a little bit. Let's cut it in half and see what we've got. And we're gonna cut it kind of long ways like this. We'll let the knife do the work. Oh, let's open it up. Gooey goodness right there. There we go. Pesto, tomato, and that sharp cheddar. I can't wait to give that a bite. Okay, I'm gonna tear into this right now. I've got 2 of them here, but one's for my camera girl. You all know her very well. Let's give this a taste. Oh, that pesto and tomato looks amazing. That's an amazing sandwich. It's an amazing grilled cheese sandwich. We've definitely grazed it a little bit. We've elevated this grilled cheese. I hope you'll give this recipe a try. It's fairly easy. If you've got pesto or store-bought even, just slap a little on there with your grilled cheese, maybe add a tomato, maybe even a slice of ham. Anyway, do it any way you like it. A big thank you to Siri for letting me in her kitchen today. And give us a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And we've got a lot more recipes. I think this is probably like recipe 255 or something. So there's a lot of recipes here. Check us out, hit subscribe, and you'll see Siri on the next video. Have a great day.